Good afternoon, everyone. In our previous lab, we have just seen the fundamentals of the Java and the MVC architecture, right? This is what we have seen. But now from this lab, we will actually start our practical list of this very first unit, advanced networking. I hope it is finished in the theory session, right? Or it is about to finish.
Ma'am, we have done well connection today.
Okay, you have done great. Fine. So a very first program, that is write an application which will retrieve IP address for the given website. So how you will do this? You want to retrieve IP address for any given website. So which class you will use? Any idea?
URL connection, ma'am.
Sorry,
URL connection class, maybe.
not URL, not URL. You will use INET address right now. Fine. So you just search about the built-in methods, right, of this class. You've already learned, so you know, but still you can search get host name or any such kind of methods. Do you remember? Yes. So just try by your own first, right? Otherwise, I'm showing you how to do it. Okay. Say at least yes. Hello. I hope
Yes,
you
ma'am,
guys
you
are.
are audible.
Yes, yes. Do it.
Okay, ma'am.
So anybody have done this? Yes. At least respond.
I'm trying to do.
Trying. Okay. Fine. So I'm just showing you how to do this. See here, website name that will be given by user. Okay. So first, what I've done is all the classes and everything, they are into java.net package, right? So you need to import that package first, java.net. And here we are taking the input from user. So java.util also for scanner class. Fine. Now I have taken one of the class, right? Inside public static void main, I'm taking one of the string. The string for what? Because user wants to give the website name. Fine. So I'll take one string, then I'll create scanner class object here equals to new scanner system.in, so that you know that is the concept of core Java only. Now you will just notify user that please enter the host name, and that you will read via the scanner class object, that input dot next line. So that will be into this host. Fine. Now whatever you are writing, that you are writing inside try and catch only, right? So whatever the statements you are writing, that is inside try. So first you are creating inet address class object. The object name is address. You can give any name here. Okay. Equals to, because whatever the string it is given, I actually want it get by name, right? So here I'm using get by name method, and inside that I'm passing this host. Okay. So whatever the string user has given. Okay. This method is a static method, so you can directly call it via the class name. So inet address dot get by name this host. Fine. Now I want to know the IP address of this. So what I'll do, I'll use this object address dot get host address. Okay, get host address. This method will give the IP address. Fine. And same way, if I wish to get the name, right, I'll use get host name. Fine. With this object name. And if you wish to print both the things, host name and the IP address both together, just that is already there inside this address. So what you will do, only you will write address dot to string. So it will be converted into the string, and then it will show you. If the user will give any kind of name which is not actually the over there the website name, then it will throw unknown host exception. Fine. And it will say that we could not find this whatever you have entered. Fine. So here when I'll give the name, suppose www.google.com. Fine. So it will give me the IP address, that's 142 dot something this. Host name is this, www.google.com. And it will give me host name plus IP address together. Right. Again, if I'll run and I'll give any fake name, right? Like such kind of website is not there, whatever I'm writing. So it will directly go to this catch and it will print could not find this host, whatever you have given. Okay. Is it clear? Yes. Is it done? Yes or no?
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, yes. I'm showing you the code for 2-3 minutes. Please finish it, and I'm giving another definition. So please work on this. Here you are using that URL class. Somebody was saying, no? So here you can use, write an application which will retrieve the content of given URL with different web page related information. Fine. So if you are searching here, suppose Marwadi University, fine. So this is what the URL, right? This is what the URL that I'll give directly to that URL class object. I'll pass this, right? And based on that, you will find what is the host name, what is the port name, and so many things. What is your search query? What is your file name? What is the reference, right? So many methods are there associated with URL class. So the here different methods you will use. Fine. So finish the previous program. Once you finish this, please try this one.
Done.
Okay, that's great. Segni, there is nothing. It's only address dot to string. That is only there at the right side. Okay, fine. Fine. So please start with the second program. I hope second one is done or not. So try with this second one. And so have you tried? So the second program is about this URL class, right? So what I said is I've given this google.com search about the Marwadi University. This is what I have given, right? Here inside this URL class object. Whenever I'm creating any of the object of URL class, at that time I'm giving this. So you can use different built-in methods with the use of this class object. Okay. So first you are saying that's URL dot toString. So this will be converted into string because right now you have given it inside this URL class, right? URL class object. Then URL dot toString, it will print the string. Then get protocol. This method will give you which protocol you have used. So you have used this, no, HTTPS. So it will return you HTTPS. Then get authority. Get authority means this one. Fine. That will be given. Then get file. So what is the file name? That will be written. After that, get host name means if you will write only get host, it will return you the host name. Get path, it will give you the path after this slash search and all. Get port, it will return you the port number. If the port number is not mentioned, then it will return you -1, right? And it will give you even default port here. Get default port. Then what is your query? So for that, here the method name is get query. And if any of the reference you have given with the anchor tag, then you will get here. Otherwise, it will be null, right? So you are getting here the reference name, get ref. Fine. So this is what you are getting. When we'll run this, fine. So first URL is this https google.com search client equals to this, and I have searched about Marwadi University. Then the protocol is this https. Then who is the authority? That is google.com. Then file name is after the search, whatever is given, that is your file name. Then host is google.com. Path is from the slash search. Port is, because it is not mentioned, it will return you -1. Default port is 443. Query is what? After this question mark, its client equals to this. That is your query. Okay. And you haven't given any kind of reference, so it is none. Fine. So is it clear? Yes or no?
Ma'am, which class are you using?
Here we are using URL class that I said, no, first. Right? Before starting only the program, we have said we are using URL class. So what is your question? Fine. Okay. Fine. So finish this. And here this third program that you have already done. Okay. This is what you have already done in your theory session, if I'm not wrong. Right? So please try this one. Right? Two-way network-based chat application. It will use TCP/IP protocol because we want dedicated connection, right? And it will do the communication in serial manner. Fine. You have already done this, I hope. Say yes or no at least.
Yes, ma'am, we have done it in theory
Okay.
class.
So if the second one is done, you can simply try with this third one. So please try this and let me know whether it is done or not. Fine. So in this third program, what we are doing is we have the chat application. So you can understand we are using here server socket, right? Because we want server side as well as the client side. If we are working on the server side, all the classes, the server socket and only socket, these classes are from java.net package. So we have imported that. I have made one class which is server side. Fine. In this public static void main, I'm throwing the exception. Fine. If any of the exception will be there, it will be thrown. Now I'm creating one server socket. Server socket means if any of the website is hearing any request at the particular port, right? So that is your server socket. First, it is listening to you. After that, if the client is sending any of the requests to server, right? If the client is sending any request to server, right? After that, it will create dedicated network. Fine. So that client, for that, it is creating another socket. Means if you are doing the shopping, right, onto the Flipkart or somewhere. So server socket is the first one who is listening your request. You are one of the client, another client, another client. Billions of clients are there, right? So any one client first, it will request. If the server is accepting your request, it means it will create another socket which is dedicated for that particular client only. I hope you are getting. Yes or no? Yes. Fine. So first we are creating server socket equals to new server socket with this port. Then we are creating socket. Socket S is equals to, and if your server socket is accepting, then it will create another socket. So this will be given to this normal socket, ss dot accept method. Fine. Then it will write that connection has been established. Fine. Now what you are doing is you are taking this print stream class and you are creating one object equals to new print stream, and from this s dot get output stream. So you are just taking the output stream over here. Fine. Once you are having the output stream, after that you can write anything inside it. You can even put the buffer. So we are having here buffer. Buffer reader BR is equals to new buffer reader, and you know this concept that directly buffer reader is not actually the stream. We can connect this buffer. We can simply put this buffer inside any of the stream. So your main stream is input stream reader, where you are getting the get input stream for this object s dot get input stream. So now you are having output stream, now you are having input stream, right? So whatsoever is data, whatever the data is there on this input stream, that will be in this BR. Fine. So buffer reader BR equals to new buffer reader, new input stream reader, s dot get input stream. So first you have get the stream, because see, every time your client will send some message, that you will read via this object, I mean this BR. So here you can see BR dot read line. So you are reading this message from this buffer. Okay, because here this BR is connected with your input stream. So we can fetch the data from this buffer. Okay, and another thing, the same input stream reader, but here we are having system.in. Why? Because server can also send the message. Fine. So whatever the data that user will enter, means I will enter any of the data through the keyboard, that will be sent to the client, right? So here system.in means I am taking the data from keyboard, and here I am taking the data from my input stream, because client has written something maybe. Okay, so this is how we are reading the data from user also, and that I can fetch via this KB object, which is of buffer reader only. Okay, so whenever it is true, we are creating two variables, string and string1. While string is equals to, means this str equals to br dot readline. So br is connected to what? It is connected to input string, right? Get input string. So whatever is written via the client, right, that will be in str, and we will check that whether it is null or not. If it is not null, it means it will be printed system.out.println. So we can see the message over here. Same way you will read the data, str1 is equals to kb dot readline, means user will type anything, suppose via the keyboard, then it will be there into str1. And finally I am writing that, because user have written, suppose here, hello, so that hello should be sent to the client also. So how I can do that? So I'm writing that into my output stream via the object ps. So I'll write here ps dot println str1, whatever the user has given, that you send to the client. Okay, and then we are simply closing the connections. I hope the server side is clear. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we used read UTF, write UTF in our theory classes.
Sorry?
And read UTF and write UTF in the theory classes.
I'm not getting there. You can write down into the chat. Whatever you have used, that is also correct, because the same program you have done into your theory. So whatever you know, via any ways, via any classes you are using, you have to develop this chat application. That's it. Whatever you are using, that is also correct. Fine. Okay. Fine. Now at the client side, what we are doing is, I've created one socket here, socket s is equals to new socket, and here where I'm sending the request, that I need to write. So if the server and client would be the different one, here you are writing the IP address of server. Okay, but right now we are using localhost only, right? Because server and client, they both are onto the same system. So you can write here localhost and at which port number server is listening. So it's the port 888. So you are writing this. Fine. Now finally you will again create this data output stream. DOS is equals to new data output stream s dot get output stream. So you are having again this output stream at the client side. Same way you are having this buffer reader. Okay. So you will have this input stream here. Okay, so whatever server has written, that also you can get from this input stream. And same way you are having this KB, where you are reading the message that is from user via this keyboard. So you are writing here system.in. Fine. Same way string str1. So while str equals to kb.readline is not as equals to this exit. Whenever the client will write exit, it means the connection will be end. Okay, till that the connection is there between server and client. Fine, so I have written this not. Okay, and what we are doing, we are writing this bytes. Okay, so dos dot write bytes, this str. str mein, what we are having in this str, that is kb dot readline. Kb means this. So first time user will enter some message, that I'll fetch via this object kb. So kb dot readline, that will be into str, and this str I'll write onto the data output string. Fine. Then if any of the messages there from the server side, then that also we can take into another variable. str1 is equals to br.readline. So br is reading the data from input stream. So if server has passed any message, then it will be there into this str1. And then finally you are printing this. So the user will get to know. right? And then we are closing all the connections. Fine. So first you have to run server side. So when you will run this, it will take some time. Meanwhile, I'll check your query. Yes, you can use anything. If you have used write UTF and read UTF, that also you can use. See, in the file handling, we have seen around 22 different classes. So there is no point of the discussion that which class you can use. Any classes you can use. You just need to make this chat application. That's it, right? So you can use any of the class, whatever you want. I'm creating via this class, so you can use any of the class. Okay. Then I'll run the client here. So here it is written connection is established. Okay. Because once I have started the server, so server is ready to listen, and then I have run the client. So the server has accepted your request, and now you can send any of the message here, right? So this is what at the server side, sorry, this is what the client side, and here this is what the server side. So you can check. Here is this message. If I'll write anything from here, server is saying hello to the client. So you can check here, you are having this. Fine. Okay. So this is what the chat application. And once the client will write exit, here it will get finished, right? So here this is over. Okay. So your connection is over. Fine. So you can finish this program, and that's all for today. We just need to do this first 3 programs today. So whosoever is remain with to write this program, please they can finish. Is it done? If it is done, you can write your enrollment numbers here and you will leave. Please write your enrollment numbers and you will leave. Still few students have not yet written their number. Daniel, Ivan, Kencho, Maima, Muhammad Hamid, Naul, Ranim Ali. Ranim, you were not there into the lab, right? So you cannot write your number. Sagni and Sudarshan. If you wish to write your number, please write your number quickly. Else I'm about to end the session. Then I'll not consider any of the attendance into the WhatsApp or into Telegram group. If you wish to write, you can write it right now. Raneem, you cannot write your enrollment number. I said no, you were not there throughout the lab. You have just recently joined. Just before 1 minute. Right? So don't write the number. If you are attending the lab, you can write, else not. Yes, Sudarshan, you can write your number quickly if you have not. You have already written, so you may leave. You're asking about what, Sudarshan?
Ma'am, practical list.
Find the practical list. Okay, I'll upload the syllabus, or madam have already uploaded the syllabus, right? So you can check your e-content where you will get this, right? This is what your syllabus will be.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Fine.